Welcome back to the Blue Report. Today we've got the latest updates on Chelsea FC, from transfers to match analysis and everything in between. But before we dive in, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment of Chelsea news and insights. Let's get started. Enzo Maresca's tenure as Chelsea's head coach has been marked by a series of challenges and underwhelming performances, culminating in his recent dismissal. Appointed on June 3, 2024, with a contract extending until 2029, Maresca's arrival was met with optimism, given his prior successes, including leading Leicester City to Premier League promotion. Early season performance: Chelsea commenced the 2024 to 2025 season with promise, securing several victories that positioned them favourably in the league standings. However, as the season progressed, inconsistencies began to surface. The team's form fluctuated, leading to a series of disappointing results that eroded the initial optimism surrounding Maresca's appointment. Notable defeats and tactical criticisms. A pivotal moment in Maresca's tenure was the 3-0 defeat to Brighton and Hove Albion. This match was widely regarded as the team's poorest performance under his leadership. Maresca himself acknowledged the subpar display, stating, "My frustration was about everything. We feel sorry for the fans that came." Tactical decisions, such as deploying Cole Palmer as a false 9, were scrutinised, especially as injuries, notably to Noni Madueke, limited attacking options. Defensive vulnerabilities. Defensive frailties were a recurring issue during Maresca's tenure. The team conceded 11 goals over 6 matches, highlighting organisational lapses. Goalkeeping errors further exacerbated these problems. Philip Jurgensen's mistake in a match against Aston Villa was particularly costly, leading to a 1-0 defeat. Despite these challenges, Maresca publicly supported Jurgensen, emphasising his belief in the player's potential. Leadership and squad dynamics. Concerns about leadership within the squad emerged, especially with the revelation of the team's leadership group, which included players like Levi Colwill, Tosin Adarabioyo, Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo, and Marcus Bettinelli, the latter having not played competitively for nearly 4 years. The exclusion of emerging talents such as Cole Palmer raised questions about the decision-making process within the club. Fan discontent and ownership protests. The club's inconsistent performances led to growing dissatisfaction among fans. Supporters expressed their frustration through protests targeting the club's ownership, particularly focusing on the perceived lack of direction and the substantial financial investments that had not translated into on-field success. Brief resurgence and final downfall. A 4-0 victory over Southampton provided a fleeting respite, with standout performances from Christopher Nkunku and Pedro Neto. However, this success was short-lived, as subsequent matches failed to build on this momentum, leading to further scrutiny of Maresca's capabilities. Conclusion: Enzo Maresca's stint as Chelsea's head coach was characterised by early optimism that gradually dissipated due to inconsistent performances, tactical missteps, defensive vulnerabilities, and leadership challenges. Despite moments of promise, the inability to maintain consistent form ultimately led to his departure, reflecting the high expectations and pressures inherent in managing a club of Chelsea's stature. Chelsea co-owner Todd Boehly has given his verdict on whether he expects a new striker to arrive at Stamford Bridge during the summer transfer window. With 11 matches of the Premier League season remaining, the Blues find themselves in 5th position in the table, a place that would have been deemed acceptable prior to the start of the campaign. However, despite Tuesday's 4-0 victory over Southampton, Chelsea have struggled for wins and goals since the turn of the year, placing emphasis on their failure to add a new striker to their ranks in January. At a time when Mykhailo Mudryk is serving a provisional ban for a failed drugs test and Joao Felix was loaned to AC Milan, club officials failed to sign alternatives in the winter transfer window. Since then, both Nicholas Jackson and Marc Guiu have sustained injuries that are expected to keep them sidelined until after the March international break, Christopher Nkunku having not made a sustained impact as a number 9 in their places. Will Chelsea sign a striker in the summer? Speaking at the Financial Times Business of Football Summit in London on Thursday evening, Bowley was quizzed on a range of subjects, including why Chelsea have not got deals over the line for a new number 9. In response, Bowley insisted that it was a complex process, as well as emphasizing that Chelsea's hierarchy plan to keep to their long-term strategy in a bid to move the club up the Premier League standings. The American said, as quoted by The Athletic, "I think the most misunderstood thing is that we're thinking about it as measured in years, and you've got to think both short and long term. But we're focused on the combination of both of them and seeking the best possible way to execute on that. It's a balancing act in order to figure out how to do it. Strikers are hard to find, right? You don't go into the grocery store and say, 'I am going to get a striker.' It is an amazing skill set and you have to have the right mentality." When you read about the teams that are the dynasties over the years, right, they had superstar captains that really led them, and what you're trying to find is, how do I find that superstar captain? Do Chelsea need a new number 9? With Jackson recognized as the standout first-choice striker at Chelsea and Guiu signed from Barcelona, with the intention of the starlet becoming a mainstay in the squad, there is an argument that Chelsea do not need to act in the summer. Jackson has 9 goals and 5 assists from his 23 Premier League appearances during 2024 to 2025, despite having not netted since December, while 19-year-old Guiu has 6 strikes from 13 outings, each of his goals coming in the Conference League. That said, it is fair to say that an alternative is required for Nkunku, who has shown when deputizing for Jackson that he does not bring the same threat to the attack when used as the leading man. Despite his 14 goals in all competitions, the France international is best used in a support role, a position where he is only understudy to Cole Palmer. A scenario may arise where Nkunku is sold and the funds generated spent on a more traditional central forward, with Jackson able to be used as backup on the left, as well as face more senior competition for his starting spot.